this morning we told you about the story of a man who defied all odds to become a civil engineer. In fact, at the university, the department sat down and said, "You cannot achieve this." But he said, "I will do this." And he achieved that. And so this morning, as we celebrate International Day for Persons with Disability, we're celebrating engineer Seth Ahene, who is fellow Ghana Institution of Engineers, a civil engineer by training, and has practiced for 43 years. Let that sink in. Engineer Seth Ahene, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Winston. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you, and you have an inspiring story to share, and that's why we're having you this morning. So, look, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. First of all, tell us, what led to your disability?
Yeah, I understand. I had just started working, so maybe less than 1 year, when they realized I was developing very high temperature and I couldn't walk anymore. So they took me to hospital in those days, and I was given an injection. And those days, they used to diagnose polio like malaria because they have similar symptoms. So they gave me the chloroquine injection, and that was it.
When you say those days, around which year was this?
This is in the 1950s. Yes.
Okay.
Late 50s, yes. So
and that was it?
That was it. So I had to develop new ways of doing things and going about life.
So you got paralyzed in your leg?
Yes, I got paralyzed in the leg.
Tell us about developing new ways of living life, because you're talking about how that led. You're a baby trying to walk, and so once that happens, you never really grew up, feeling the joy of running around.
Yeah. Yes. So running around, they are playing football. You want to play with them. They are doing this, but because of your disability, you cannot join the other kids. You try, but they will always be able to do it better or do it in a more enjoyable way than you will because of your disability.
And so around that time, what was going through your head? Around that time that you were facing this challenge of actually socializing or playing with your friends, what was going through you?
Well, my parents always encourage me. So if they are playing football, okay, yeah, also kobobi, but would that go? Because you can't run.
Okay.
Yes, so would that go? So 5 of the 6 shots that are fired at you will enter the net. But at least
you were able to play.
You'll be able to join them. So that is how it's all developed, with encouragement from my parents and so on. Yes, I didn't feel left out in anything that we did.
Okay. Then came secondary school.
Yes.
Where did you have it?
I went to Infantsum.
Okay.
Yes. 1971.
Okay.
Yes. And I remember when I went to Infantsum, for instance, I was in a dormitory which they call Alimony, which is where the classrooms are. 2 classrooms were converted to dormitories. Interestingly, that's what I was allocated to me when I was. But one time I met the senior housemaster and said, "Look, I've been seeing you go up and down sometimes. Do you want us to change your dormitory to the top there?" I said, "Oh, I'm already there." Yes. So you see, throughout, people have shown concern to make life easy for me. And that is what has made it possible for me to go this far.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, at what point did you, decide that you wanted to be an engineer?
I grew up hearing my mother say, "You're or you're engineer." Because I understand if they buy a toy for me, I will dismantle it and want to see what is inside. So that thing sank in. So when I finished secondary school, going to uni, as usual, my father, go and do medicine. But I felt, look, I would be more comfortable in engineering than medicine. Moreover, I don't like seeing blood and those things. So I felt, look, I would be more comfortable in engineering without thinking about my disability. You know, sometimes you find yourself in certain situations and you forget that, hey, I have these limitations. So you are looking ahead rather than your circumstance. So, yeah, I want to study engineering, and I was just going for it. It never clicked that, hey, your situation could be a hindrance.
When lost his legs to polio at a very early stage in his life, at about 1 year old. Okay, so you get to at the time UST.
Yes.
UST. You want to be an engineer.
Yes.
And then, what did the department say to you?
Yeah. So at that time, civil engineering was the most competitive course. So I qualified, but through the principal administrative assistant, Mr. Entry, whose son was my mate at Mfantsum, I managed to secure the admission.
Okay.
So one day, I met him in front of the library, and he said, "Seth, we discussed you at our faculty board meeting yesterday." Then I lost a few heartbeats.
Why?
Why should they?
You were scared of what the discussion could be.
Yes, because a poor village boy comes to, and then the faculty board, they are discussing you. What is the issue? I couldn't just think far. So I said, what was the issue? He said, the dean says, because of your disability, you cannot practice as a civil engineer. But we've already done about a month of the semester. So he cannot let you go into another course, which would be basically be in the office. So he wants you to change over to electrical, which does not involve, like electronics. Yes, it doesn't involve too much movement, climbing up and down and so on. So I told Mr. Entry that, look, I'm convinced I can do it. We had a short chat and then he said, look, leave it with me. I'll talk to the dean.
Okay.
Later on, he came back and said, the dean has agreed. Without Chinti, Naimana Kasa, because he feels you may not, but if you are convinced, go ahead.
He felt that in the future you may struggle?
Yes, you may struggle. So, but if you feel you can do it, go ahead.
Okay.
So I continued and passed out as a civil engineer.
Okay.
And I started work.
But while you were going through, at KNUST, then UST,
Yeah.
what were some of the challenges you had to overcome? Was there any time you probably said, look, maybe I should have just listened to the dean?
Not really, because at that stage you've not been introduced to practical engineering. So it's just going to lectures and coming back, maybe 1 or 2 field trips here and so on. But when I came out and then started working, for instance, I started working with the railways. There is a derailment. The derailment is 2 miles from the station. You have to walk. Yes, that was where. But then you see, according to my mother, I was a very strong person before I was brought down by polio. So I was doing everything everybody. I never have I given an excuse that because of my disability, I can't do this.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you went to the railway, for instance, in instances that you had to walk,
Yes.
you didn't complain, you walked?
No, I just walk. Of course, I must add that I understand St. Joseph's Hospital in Koforidua was set up because of the many polio cases, the missionaries or whatever name we give to them, saw around. So my father used to take us there for treatment. And the doctor at that time, Dr. Brasco, said, look, he is a specialist in polio cases, so let me operate on your son. So I went through one operation there, which I must confess improved things a lot. He wanted to do more, but then those days, looking after a child in hospital wasn't easy. Accommodation where you sleep and so on. So my mother wasn't keen on going through that experience. So I went through one operation. They referred me to Nsawam, the orthopedic center, where they gave me calipers. But then I didn't feel comfortable. So when I'm going to school, my father or my mother will put on the caliper. When I get outside and I look and he's not looking, I'll just take it off and hold it. Because I felt more comfortable moving around myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's never been an instance where I've complained that...
While you were at the railway company, there was a time that the former president, Rawlings, had come there, and you were there.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, Rawlings, when we were doing the World Bank project, used to come to the site where the workers were working, changing the tracks, and work with them. Sometimes he comes for a week, and it wasn't just once. And I was supplying slippers to the team that was working at the site. And there were times when there would be shortages and so on, and then the boys would be there a whole day, 2-3 days, they wouldn't work. But when the head of state is there himself, how dare you let slippers run out? And I was in charge of supply of slippers. So with an Indian consultant, we did a study and then asked for more labor, more processing at creosote, this, that. And we managed to increase the supply 3 times. So, I mean, there was never an occasion when the workers would get to site and there would be nothing for them to work. So that was, I mean, as a young engineer, that was one of my first challenges which I had to overcome professionally.
Great. And then so from railways, where did you go to?
From railways, I joined then Ashanti Goldfields. Yes. And so railways, I joined in when a project was in progress, and then that helped me get the job at Ashanti Goldfields because I was working in projects.
Okay.
That time, projects was today. I mean, you see, so many people with PMP qualifications, and everybody is involved in a project. Well, those days it wasn't that common. Yeah, so that helped me to get the job at Ashanti Goldfields project office, and that was a great time.
Let's talk about the Ashanti Gold. I mean, Ashanti Goldfields at the time.
Yeah. Serious issues because when I got there, I was told, "Hey, you are a lucky guy. There's Network Southeast. We don't normally accept trainees here." So I went to the office, and then I was told I had to go through induction, 3 days. I went, and then on the 3rd day, I was told everybody should go back to his or her unit. I should remain and then do 2 more days. Hey, why me alone? At the end of the 2 days, which was a Friday, then the one who was conducting the training said, "We have a problem with you, so you have to go and see the railway doctor because of your disability." So he gave me a letter, and then I went to see the railway doctor on Monday. So he interviewed me, everything. He said, "Okay, look, take off your trousers, go and lie on the bed, take off your shoes." And then he put his palm under my foot, my good foot, press it, and then press against his palm. I did it. He asked me to do it for the right. And I was able to press with so much pressure. I said, "It's okay. Your right leg has good strength. So how will you cross the southern region? Their system has a third rail which carries the power that the trains use, and it's at 600 volts. So if you dare touch it, you are finished." So he said, "How will you cross?" So I said, "Look, I will use my good leg first, and if I feel I'm on stable ground, bring the bad one to follow." He said, "Look, I'm convinced you can do it."
Wow.
It's signed the thing, take it, go and do your work. Later on, my DMD, Deputy Managing Director, came there on a program, and then he came to me, he said, "Seth, you know what? They were about to send you back to Ghana."
Really?
Yes. And you know, when these issues come up, there are some hardliners who come up with, "Look, we cannot afford to get a Ghanaian to come and die on our track, send him back." But I mean, the doctor's decision, and I had a fantastic time working there.
Wow. Wow. So now you're at Goldfields. I mean, Ashanti Goldfields. You're building the Linkley Sports Stadium.
Yes.
Tell us about that briefly, and then we'll look at what you're doing now.
Yes. So when I joined, they had just done the fence wall, which was even not up to 4 height. So based on a job I did, the AGC club, then my project manager then said, "Look, you did well on the AGC club project, so go to the stadium and finish it off."
Okay.
That was a big one for me. So I had to see to that whole place was a swamp.
Really?
Yes, it's a big swamp. So they filled it with waste rock. So they had just, even that one, it wasn't up to the correct elevation. So I did some more filling, put filter material on it, did the underground drainage, saw to the planting of the grass. And it's interesting how sometimes some of these, the things we just take for granted, we had to move Goldfields base from Horsey Stadium to Lenkley when it wasn't ready, because Horsey Stadium was or Horsey Park was in a terrible state. And my boss will make sure that the place where we were working, we will go for timber and fence off the whole area before they play a match, because he said you can't afford to let spectators stray in there and go and get injured or whatever. Mm-hmm. So every weekend I had all these responsibilities to do, but we did a fantastic job on that. At that time, for instance, no stadium in Ghana had a scoreboard.
Yeah,
we had a scoreboard, and that is a whole story how we built the support. If you've seen the support for the scoreboard, it wasn't easy pushing in the scoreboard there. We had the track side mics like you see on TV yes. So if something is going on here, you can up the volume of that particular mic, and you hear everything. We have the public address system with they call it a priority mic also. When you press that particular mic, it cuts everything off, and then if there's an announcement you have to make, you do. And we had a complete irrigation system.
Wow.
So every week, I think it was every other day, we had a borehole, so we water it. And what you see on TV, where they cut, you see those markings on the field, strips, light green, deep green.
Yeah.
We were doing it.
Oh, I see.
We were doing it at Obuasi and Clay Stadium. So, that was a very interesting project for me. And it was all because my boss also, he was my project manager, he was the chief executive of Goldfields. And so he took keen interest in when I was even the secretary to Goldfields Sporting Club, because my boss said, hey, you are doing the stadium, come and participate in a way in the management as well.
Great. So from Goldfields, where did you go?
From Goldfields, I went for my master's, and then when I came back, I was sent to Guinea to start the first international project that Ashanti Goldfields was attempting as the first engineering staff to go and start it. And that was tough because I don't speak the language. Yes, and it's my first time I'm really working outside.
Yeah.
And it's a 150-kilometer route which I had to do to provide access, because without that road you can't bring anything to the site. And I was given 6 months to do it. I really worked myself out. I was actually looking for some pictures which maybe at another occasion.
Sure, another occasion.
Yes.
You can share them with us.
Yes. We had to cross the River Niger. When during the dry season, the water level goes so low that the pontoons are not able to work. So they put 2 canoes next to each other. And then, thank you, they put 2 canoes each, put boards on it, and then you drive your vehicle onto it, and then with tall bamboo, they put it. Yesterday, I heard you on your program, you were talking about science and all, action and reaction. So you push on the bamboo, and then you pushes it out, and then you cross the River Niger.
Wow.
Yes, with your car. And initially when I went, I was really scared. But, it's either you do the job or you come back to Ghana. And I was not prepared to come back.
And you had to do the job.
Yes. So So we did it, and there were some British consultants who were given the job initially, and they were saying we'll go over budget by $500,000. And I said no. I had just come from Australia, so the rapport was there. I said no. So we fought, and then they kicked the British consultants out. I finished the job with a surplus of about, I think, let's say $80-something thousand.
Oh, okay.
So then my boss said, hey, if a young Ghanaian engineer can do this, when the great engineers are saying they'll be over by 500 and you do it with a surplus, we are starting a new project in Tanzania, Geita.
Okay.
So go there and start it. And that is how I ended up in Tanzania.
Okay. I mean, a good story you have to share, but now you're working on your own.
Yes, now I went on retirement. So, I mean, they will not give you the peace of mind to enjoy your retirement.
You want to enjoy your retirement? Who's not giving you the peace of mind?
So, since I went on retirement, I get calls, go and do this here, or I'm doing this, can you come help? So, I'm currently working as project manager for a foundry project in Takwa. So, in fact, I had to fly in from Takwa yesterday, and immediately after this program, I have to take the last flight back to Takwa.
Great. Now, I mean, you've had a good story to share with us, but let's learn a few more things from you. So, what kept you going? Because many people in your situation with your condition would look for the easy way out. Even when you are being advised to look for the easy way out, you still insisted. What kept you going all this while?
You see, I will give this example. When Jesus told Peter, come, walk on the water, you should have been looking at Jesus, not the water. Yes. So you see, if you look at your disability, it will bring so many ideas into your mind. You can't do it, it's dangerous, it's this, it's that. Look at the assignment that has been given to you. Okay. So immediately I'm given a project, I visualize it. I form a picture that this is how it's supposed to end. And so I'm just focused on that rather than my disability or my hindrance. Yes, so that is what has kept me going all these years. And I remember before I took on this job, I did a job at Eduapre Mine, some tertiary crisis. And at my send-off, the engineering manager was saying that, look, one thing I've found about Seth is that there has never been an occasion where all the period that we've worked with him, we're giving him a job and he says, because of my disability, I can't do it. I can't. No. If it's too dangerous, yes, I will put in measures to ensure that I'm safe. But I can't do it, it's out of the question. Yes.
Look at the job.
Yeah, look at the job.
Don't focus on your hindrance.
No.
But I mean, you've traveled around the world. Yeah. And in Ghana, we've had this conversation before. We've talked about, making it easier for persons with disability. Do you think we've done enough for them?
To some extent, because you see, as I drive around and I get to traffic lights and I see people, some even on skater boards, and they are begging for money from you. What I tell myself is, if we give these people the opportunity, especially in TVET, and I will bring in this, Winston. There is a lady, a draftsman, who did some work for somebody, and I found it so good that I employed her. But when I heard her story, she was in school, she got pregnant, all the problems. At a point, she was working at a construction site carrying concrete. And then she made a bit of money, went for draftsmanship training. And she was so good. So when I saw her work, I employed her and gave her further training on other aspects, because she was doing mainly building drawings and a bit of structure. But drafting, there is so much, Winston, electrical, mechanical, piping, instrumentation, process, what we call process and instrumentation diagrams. You see a particular instrument here, you'll be surprised that that instrument in reality is at Pum. You see it on the drawing that, it's close to the Joy head office. It's actually at Pum, at the treatment plant. See, so you need people with specialist skills to do all these things. And I feel some of these people who are just left to be roaming about at traffic lights begging for, if we give them the opportunity in TVET, some of them will come out as fantastic, welders. Somebody on a skateboard, what will prevent him from doing welding? Yes, and on one project that I worked on, they needed specialist welding with a certain skill. They had to employ people that they paid, you won't believe this, $25 an hour.
Wow.
How much is your pay as a journalist? $25 an hour. You see, so we should make more effort to bring up those with disability. We should not just leave them roaming the streets. Yes.
I like that point. We should help them. And I like the fact that you talk about TVET. That's something that all of us should champion. But it's been good having you join us this morning. Before we wrap it all up, anything you want to say finally?
I think what I want to say is what I've said. Let's help those who have no helpers. They are there because nobody has offered them the opportunity. Maybe if you offer them the opportunity, out of 10, 3 or 4 will come out good and will be distant. They will not have to rely on anybody or beg anybody. And secondly, don't let your disability be a hindrance. Yes. Look more at the positive things than what keeps you from achieving your aim in life.
It's been great having you, Engineer Seth Ahene, who is fellow Ghana Institution of Engineers, a civil engineer by training, and he's been paralyzed as a result of polio that he had from his infancy, but that did not deter him. He went ahead to become a civil engineer, and that's why this morning we've celebrated him here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.